Uy, dumating na si Oppo Reno 12 Pro. And this is, of course, alam naman natin, successor di Reno 11 Pro. Last year, sinabi ko sa inyo, I wasn't really happy with the Reno 11 Pro. Ang kanyang performance is subpar, but yung kanyang gaming performance was not so bad. Meron siyang Dimensity 8200. This time, it took a big dip. Dimensity 7300 energy. And probably the worst part is, nagkaroon din siya ng price increase. Interested to know? Don't go away after this quick intro. Now, si Oppo Reno 12 Pro na may 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, I heard, and this is not the official price, would be roughly getting a 34,000 price point. This is a 2,000 peso increase from the 31,999 from the Oppo Reno 11 Pro, based on my reliable sources. Official link on the description box below. Now, one of the things na hindi ko gusto dito is kanyang design. Hindi ko masyadong gusto ang kanyang pagka-split ng colors dito, lalo na yung pagkatuto na dito sa ilalim. It's medyo parang downgrade for me. Yung design niya took more of a step back compared dito sa Oppo Reno 12. This one looks more of a Pro variant and this one looks more of a non-Pro variant or even less pa ng non-Pro variant. And pag hinawakan mo siya side by side, this one feels even thicker. And this one is heavier at 180 grams, 175C non-Pro variant. One thing na hindi ko rin gusto dito sa kanya is edgy ang kanyang side as compared do sa kanyang non-Pro variant, which is smooth and curvy dito sa gilid. I'm not sure kung bakit binaliktad nilang design. This could have been the non-Pro. Just my personal opinion. Feel on the phone is just normal. Medyo edgy lang dito sa gilid, which to my disliking. This one has a IP65 now, dust and water resistance, and kanyang likod is plastic back, plastic frame, and ang kanyang protection sa screen is a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Now, this one has the AI Studio ni Oppo, which pwede mo laruin. Ang dami mong choices dito. Let's say, for example, gusto gamitin to, and pwede tayo mag-generate, no? Pwede mo piliin one of your selfie photos, and gagawin niya is ima-match niya ang mukha mo dito sa photo na ito. So, ito yung naging resulta ng akin, which looks not so bad after all. Mukhang estudyante. And another thing na gusto ko sa kanya is meron siyang water ripple effect pag nagsislide ka left and right, which yan ang one of the things na gusto ko dito sa phone na ito. Now, this one is being powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7300 energy. Could have been better dahil last year, it was having a 8200 na Dimensity sa Reno 11 Pro, which alam nyo, it's a good performing chip, lalo pagdating sa gaming. Balita ko si Reno 12 Pro sa China got a 9300 na Dimensity, pero dito sa atin, it took a big step back with a 7300 energy. E medyo disappointing ang kanyang score at 620,000 points. These are the breakdown score na nakuha ko dito. Equally not impressive ang kanyang loop score at 855 na may 99% stability. Ito naman kanyang thermals na nakuha natin. Ito ang score ng Geekbench sa GPU benchmarking and sa CPU benchmarking. Now, one thing that you should appreciate dito sa phone is that expandable pa rin ang kanyang storage. Normally, phone at this price point, wala ka na i-expand. But si Reno 12 Pro, pwede pa. Now, this phone has a 5,000 mAh of battery which can fast charge up to 80 watts. Same sa non-Pro, and surprisingly, it comes with a charging brick kasi sa ibang bansa, tinanggal na ang charging brick. And kaya din niya mag-reverse wired charging dito up to 10 watts. So, in case of emergency, pwede siya maging power bank. It was able to last me naman ang one whole day without charging. Now, the difference between this phone and yung kanyang non-Pro variant is quad curve display, meaning curve sa sides and curve sa taas and sa baba, which gives you the extra smoother experience when you're swiping left and right and up and down. 6.7-inch na AMOLED display ang meron niya, and it has a 120Hz of screen refresh rate and 1,200 nits ang kanyang max brightness. And to my surprise, yung kanyang bezel dito is even thinner than the non-Pro variant. The viewing experience dito is definitely nice, especially when you're scrolling sa social media, sa Facebook, sa Twitter, and sa TikTok. Okay na okay siya dahil mataas ang mga refresh rate, and meron din siya wideband security level 1, so you can enjoy your HD content dito sa phone na ito. And watching my favorite shows on YouTube dito, what can I say? Maganda ka na display, punchy, and I love the color reproduction naman sa kanyang screen. So goods. So this phone has two speakers, isa sa ilalim and isa sa ibabaw. Check lang natin kung gaano siya kalakas. Kaya niya isagad ang kanyang volume up to 300% ng kanyang normal, which is, well, of course, it's a feature ni Reno 12 Pro, and pareho naman sila ni Reno 12, no, na kaya mag up to 300%. What's better on this phone is that mas malakas ang kanyang 300% compared sa kanyang non-Pro variant. Now, I did play 2 quick games dito, Call of Duty Mobile and Farlight 84. Call of Duty Mobile, expect mo ang kanyang gameplay is okay. Wala ka naman ma-feel na frame drops, lags, dahil kayang-kaya naman i-handle si Call of Duty Mobile. Experience dito is good, touch response is okay, and the field of view naman dito is not so bad at all. And probably one thing na gusto kong sa kanya is malakas nga ng sound, kaya medyo mas immersive ang experience sa Call of Duty Mobile dito compared sa kanya non-Pro variant. Now, pagdating mo sa Farlight 84, expect mo ang gameplay, medyo maglalag siya pag sinagad mo kanyang graphical settings, but you have to lower down yung kanyang graphical settings just to be able to play it more smoothly dito sa game na ito. And honestly, okay naman kanyang gameplay. After playing for 1 hour, this one roughly gave me a mga 45 to 46 degrees Celsius na temperature dito sa kanyang likod. Now, last year sinabi ko sa inyo si Reno 11 Pro, hindi ako natuwa sa kanyang camera. This one has a 50MP na main camera sensor with OIS. Then meron din siya 50MP na telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom, 8MP ultra-wide lens na may 112 degrees sa field of view, and it also can shoot you up to 4K and 30. Was hoping na sana 4K and 60. And ang kanyang front-facing camera is a 50MP na main shooter, which is a step up naman from Reno 11 Pro na 32MP. This also can shoot you up to 4K and 30. Now, let's take the Oppo Reno 12 Pro for a spin outdoor. Taking some of these shots, you'll see some of the really nice shots na na-capture natin dito sa phone nito. And kita natin pati mga water droplets dito sa mga dahon is very evident. Though it's a little bit saturated, I would say. And taking some flower shot like this, okay. But there are times na nag-overexpose siya, probably because sa liwanag ng araw. But on some occasion, it looks good, like this one. And taking a bokeh shot like this, okay naman siya. Halos di nagkakalayo sa non-Pro variant. Maganda kanyang separation from the background ng kanyang subject. And kung ginamit ko ng ultra-wide lens, it looks like this. 1x, 2x zoom, and this is a 5x zoom shot. Na kung mahilig ka naman sa animal photography, ang ganda naman ng kanyang focus dito sa pusa. And taking a look naman sa kanyang mga balahibo, looks okay and sharp kahit nag-zoom in ka na. And taking this scenery, okay naman kanyang shot. Even though na-zoom in ko tong gitna, preserve pa rin, no? On some other cameras, medyo nag-overexpose ng gitna. Now, moving into low light photography, one thing na napansin ko dito sa kanya is hindi naninilaw ang mga shot. Kasi si Oppo Reno 11 Pro doon nag-underperform sa mga ng camera, which to my disliking. But ito, gumanda talaga kanya shot dito. Now, further taking some other low light na photography, looks really nice and decent. And as you scroll around, makita mo some of these shots are really nice and very sharp. And yeah, I would recommend this one if you're lover ng food photography. This camera can give you some really awesome shots na probably you would like. And this is probably one of the other shots na napansin ko sa Reno 11 Pro na sobrang hindi maganda dahil sobrang nag-yellowish ang kanyang approach pagdating sa halogen bulb and food. But this time, na-correct na niya. It's a lot better this time around. Now, taking other indoor shot, looks okay. Nice, sharp ang mga indoor low light photography niya sa mga scenery dito. Looks nice. And taking some flower shot from the indoors, looks okay and really nice and sharp. Now, if you're trying its 50MP na main camera sensor sa harap, you really get some really nice decent shot dito. And I would say na probably it's better than the non-Pro variant and medyo mas dramatic ang approach niya. Lalo mga shots like this one looks good. And if you're using it for indoor photography, pansin ko okay siya, sharp, and medyo na-enhance naman niya as compared sa non-Pro variant, which nung sinide by side ko, this one looks brighter and much more clearer ang mga images dito sa kanya. And if you're using the front-facing camera to take a video, pansin ko parang shaky din siya, parang si non-Pro variant, no? Even in this one supposed to be a good camera, ang ganang front-facing camera, medyo shaky siya for a Pro variant. Though the image is, though the resolution is good. Ang kanyang rear camera, taking 4K and 30, okay din. I would say na it's better than the non-Pro variant kasi non-Pro variant, yung kanyang gilid medyo nag-overexpose when I walk. But this one seems to me it's okay and the color resolution is pretty nice and pretty good. Now, first of all, my verdict dito is that nag-improve siya sa Reno 11 Pro. Honestly, the camera performance, lalo sa food photography, it was able to improve itself naman. But are you willing to buy this phone at a roughly 34,000 pesos price point? That's the debate dito. Now, given na wala naman tong collaboration with Hasselblad, and si Vivo V30 Pro, meron siyang collaboration with Zeiss. I think if you're giving me the choice na given na same price point silang dalawa, sino pipiliin ko, I'll definitely go for the one with the Zeiss collaboration. Dahil this one, okay naman. No, wala man naging problema sa kanya masyado. And probably the biggest downfall nito is ang kanyang chipset. Could this have been the 9300 Dimensity ni MediaTek? I think this one should be the winner. But given this is a Dimensity 7300 Energy, no, I wouldn't buy this phone. Medyo overwhelming ang kanyang price para sa kanyang chipset. There's other better option if you're looking for a gaming phone like the Poco F6 Pro, or you can also check out the CMF Phone 1 by Nothing. It's another good choice. But at the end of the day, I'll pick the Vivo V30 Pro over this one instantly dahil sa kanyang Zeiss collaboration and dahil sa kanyang Dimensity 8200 na processor at the same price point. So guys, ano ba sasabi dito sa phone na ito? And if you want to know kung saan nyo pwede mabili ito officially, link on the description. If you like this video, don't forget to share it to your friends. And a sub to this channel is definitely awesome. I'll see you in the next one.
And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.